Welcome all to the Temple of Aphrodite by Adonis. Merry meet. It is our hope that you have come in peace and will leave in love. This video is just a short introduction for you to kind of understand a bit about our organization, who we are, what we do, and what we plan on doing in the future. Firstly, we are a religious organization that follows a neo-pagan and Hellenimos tradition. We like to call what we do Aphrodisian, so it's an Aphrodisian tradition based on the myths and worship of the goddess Aphrodite. We are not strict reconstructionists in the historical Greek sense of the way, so you will see other pagan traditions and religious influences which will come in and out time to time into our rituals and teachings. Aphrodite is the ancient Greek goddess of love to most, but to us, love is only the tip of the iceberg. She holds dominion over much more, such as beauty, procreation, childbirth, passion, and a whole host of other things well beyond just physical pleasure. To join us, you need not sell your soul as some people out there might suggest. You only need to open your heart to love, which is an ideal that most of the world's religions can accept as being a key component at the very heart of most of their religions. Through love, we can conquer almost anything. So feel free at any time to reach out to us through our social media accounts, or you can even email us directly, Aphrodite, 4, oaks@gmail.com. Our temple, our physical temple, is located in a non-disclosed location here in central North Carolina, about an hour south of Raleigh, in the little town of 4 Oaks. Thus the email, 4 Oaks, right? For those wishing to take part in our rituals, please contact us for details. For the larger world that cannot come to us, well, we are going to come to you through video as well as live streams. Membership in our organization is free, and anyone can officially, quote-unquote, join as either a spectator/community member, a devotee, an acolyte, or you can even become a clergy member. A spectator is just that. We don't have anything to hide, so if you're curious, hey, we welcome that. Come on in, take a look at what we have. You might like what you see. A community member is someone who is already in the pagan community at large, but they are not necessarily maybe a Greek pagan or into Hellenimos, and that's fine. If you're an Asatru Viking, if you're a Wiccan, if you're a Gardnerian, come on in. Yeah, why not? We accept all pagans to participate. Devotees and acolytes are trusted individuals who act kind of like our moderators in a way, and not only do they help us with academic stuff such as research, but also with clerical and spiritual things like writing rituals, organizing events, communicating with our far-flung network of followers. So they're very important not only from a ritual standpoint, but also from just an organizational standpoint. The big distinction there being that an acolyte is usually physically there for the rituals, whereas a devotee might not be able to make it, because of distance or what have you. Clergy are a special echelon of people who, having heard the call of Our Lady, have sworn an oath to their respective orders. Priests make up the order of the keymasters, while our priestesses make up the order of the gatekeepers. Clergy receive online training through Aphrodite Seminary. We begin classes every year at what we call Saturnalia. Most other pagans call it Yule. People who aren't into paganism will know it as the winter solstice. And it just kind of depends how long the classes go on for. It really kind of depends on what level you want to go within the priest hierarchy. There are degrees, so it's basically anywhere from a 3 to a 4 year process, depending on, again, what degree you're going for. And that's a degree as in first, second, or third degree, not, bachelor's, master's, doctorate, that sort of thing. The guiding principle behind all of our teachings and everything that we do here is wisdom, justice, and moderation. Taking those three, we can distill just about any other moral or ethic from those. And we seek to embody these principles as they help us to remain grounded and centered so that we can focus on devoting our services to the goddess and not falling prey to the pleasures of the flesh. There are many temptations out there, and when you dance too closely to the fire, sometimes you're liable to get burnt. And so while we do things that other people might consider immoral or unchaste, or sexually immoral, we are guided by these principles, and we do not break those principles. If it is unjust, we don't do it. Moderation, we always come back to the center. We might swing one way, maybe we might swing the other way, but we'll always come back to the center. And then obviously wisdom, right? We want to be wise, we want to acquire knowledge and then use that knowledge appropriately. So those are our guiding principles behind everything that we do. And we do our absolute best not to step outside of those principles. Now, we do not practice hedonism. Some people might think, oh, this is just a big hedonistic orgy. That's not the case. We might, in fact, have a hedonistic orgy, maybe, but that's not the whole point. The whole point is that in hedonism, the highest good is pleasure. For us, it's not pleasure. It's peace and love. That being said, again, a little bit of hedonism in moderation is not necessarily a bad thing. And it opens you up to experiences you might otherwise not have had. But peace and love, those are our highest good. Our plans moving forward are to have 2 ministries, one for adults who are 18 plus, and then one for teens and young adults. The adult ministry will focus on helping people 18 and up to come to terms with their sexuality, and that will be primarily done by casting off the current relationship culture of toxic masculinity and morally righteous feminism for a more understanding and loving culture where relationships and happiness can be cultivated and grown. I emphasize that word cultivation and grown, those 2 words. They will be very important moving forward with what we do and how we go about doing things. So it is our position that toxic masculinity is not necessarily a thing, nor is morally righteous feminism. There's a lot of people out there that have gone way too far past idiocracy and have leapt off the cliff of moral righteousness for the sake of some perceived justice. We're not going to do that. And as far as we can tell, a lot of these people, their pendulum has swung so far out that it's going to come back around on the other side. And maybe they'll come back to moderation. Maybe. but it's kind of our point, is to try to stay in the center. So far as with our teens and young adults, it's going to be less sexually focused, although there will be some of that in there, right? Coming of age, that is part of the thing. And we want them to be understanding, we want them to be knowledgeable, not only of the opposite sex, but more of their own bodies. So the goal is basically to present them with a path where they can become well rounded, well adjusted, self confident, and self loving. In our philosophy, self mastery, or at the very least, the knowing of oneself, is key to adult happiness. If you don't have these things when you become an adult, you're not going to be happy with yourself, and you're not going to live a very happy life. And in so doing, that's going to impart upon society that void of lacking happiness. So, if you did like what you heard here, then please do like, share, subscribe, comment. If you're just curious, well, hey, subscribe anyway, you know? We might post stuff you agree with, we might post stuff you disagree with, and I want to just make the disclaimer that anything that we say here on this channel is our take. That doesn't make it correct, it doesn't make it right, it doesn't make it righteous. It is our take. We can be wrong, we can be right. It's really up to you to interpret for you and yours what you feel is right, correct, righteous. So, that being said, please do like, share, subscribe. You can seek us out on our social medias. We're available on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, Rumble, and Medium. The links are in the description below. So, we're at the end of our video. Thanks for watching if you have made it this far. Praise be unto Aphrodite, and I will see you in the next one.